Hi guys, welcome back. So today we'll be taking a look at some of the Hong Kong stocks. Before we begin, remember take a second to give the video a like and subscribe as you greatly help our channel. Without further ado, let's first start off with the Hang Seng Index. So the Hang Seng Index actually tested the 16,000 psychological support level this week, and it appears to be still very bearish, and we are not seeing a bounce so far. It hit a low of 16,010 and managed to see some bouncing after that. But unfortunately, on a Friday, we actually see a sell-off and we close near the lows for the week. So that is not a good sign. For the resistance to watch next week will be two resistance. First one will be 16,600 and the second one will be 17,500, which is still pretty far away. That said, we are in a very good position to actually break this 16,000 psychological support level. You can see that this is in fact the first wave down. So the next wave that we may potentially see a short-term bottom is likely to be around this 15,500 psychological support level, which appears to be pretty strong for now. So it's likely for us to hit to those levels in the event that the 16,000 psychological support were to break down. Moving on to the Hang Seng Tech. So the Hang Seng Tech, no historical support and seems to be breaking down further after breaking this 3463.44 levels. Resistance will be 3214 at this blue conversion line and also this 3511. So similar situation to the Hang Seng Index. You can see that in the event that we draw the first wave down from around 5,700 to 3463, we may be potentially sliding below the 3,000 psychological support and finding some support around the 2,800 levels. Moving on to Tencent. So for Tencent, you can see that this previous support here at 250 already broke down. So things are starting to turn very ugly for Tencent. This was the low back in somewhere in 2019. And unfortunately, we broke down this particular support level at this 250 levels about 2 to 3 days ago. So things are starting bearish. It's likely for us to come back down to this 220 level support, where we are potentially seeing some buyers stepping in at these levels. Resistance will be 247 and 266. Moving on to Alibaba on 9988, you can see that we already broke down the previous low, so it's likely for 71 to continue drifting down, unless we can see some potential people cutting losses here, and then potentially we may see a short-term rebound. Resistance will be 73 and $78. That said, if we were to drift down too far, unfortunately, this previous support here may turn into resistance in the event that we retest those levels once again. Moving on to Meituan. So Meituan doesn't seem to be too good. You can see that we in fact hit a low of around 130, 133 levels here. 130 was the previous low back in April here. So this puts us in a very good position to actually retest this 103.5 March low levels. That said, resistance will be 147 and 156 levels. Moving on to NetEase. So NetEase is very ugly. We already broke down this 108 critical support and it's likely for us to drift down further unless we see a overall market rebound. Resistance will be this blue conversion line at around 107 and also 115. That said, previous support here would likely turn into resistance in the event that we drift down further and potentially retesting these and come back down once again. So things are not looking good for NetEase. Moving on to NIO. So NIO is a similar situation. We do not have back-end data for this particular Hong Kong 9866. So it's likely for us to drift down further. Then hopefully the market rebound thereafter. Resistance will be 95. And also 128 levels. So similar situation to NetEase, this previous support will turn into a very strong resistance in the event that we do bounce back up. JD.com 9618, we are already at this 160 psychological support level, which was also the previous low. So if we do not get a bounce here, things will start turning very bearish. 174 and 192 is the next two resistance to watch out for. Baidu 9888 already broke down, similar to NetEase. $99 already broke down, so now we are trading at around 89. Resistance will be 101 and 108. Next up, we have AIA. So AIA, no surprise, turned very bearish after hitting this red baseline. So it seems to be drifting down further. Once this previous support here at around 63, 64 breakdown, it's likely for us to come back down to test this $60 psychological support level, which was in fact the previous low back in this was sometime back and 2020. You can see that this low here was $60. So hopefully buyers do step in at those levels, which is hopefully is a strong support level. That said, for resistance to watch out for will be around 67 and 68 for 1299 AIA. Let's move on to Ping An. So Ping An, very bearish. You can see that this 38 is already being threatened, and it seems that sellers are still appearing not too good. Resistance will be 38.10 and $42. So it's likely for us to potentially drift down further to even $30 psychological support level. Lastly, we have 1810 or Xiaomi Corporation. So you can see that all-time low was around 828. We hit this particular low here and we bounced back up. Currently the blue conversion line, it's holding pretty well for now, but we still have this red baseline, which is around 941 as a resistance. That said, 881 is our current support. So if we will break down 881, it's likely for us to come back down to retest the lows of 828. So overall, the Hang Seng Index looks very bearish, and also the Hang Seng Tech constituents are also equally bearish. So it's likely for us to see more downside ahead unless there is a change in market sentiments next week. So if there's any changes, I'll give you guys an update. Thanks for stopping by. Till we meet again, I appreciate the manipulation.